Do you find yourself in a situation where you are like, आज तो मैं ये topic ख़त्म करके ही रहूँगी, and after some time, like after 10 to 15 minutes of studying, you are like, शाम को खाने के लिए क्या होगा, या फिर मेरे दोस्त ने आज मुझे कॉलेज में बात क्यों नहीं किया. If you are in such a situation, then this video is for you, because I am going to share some of the tips in a very sequential manner as to how to focus on your studies. So let me ask you a question. Why are you studying in the first place? क्यों हम अपने आप को ऐसे मोटिवेट करते रहते हैं कि हाँ ख़त्म करना है, and then we get frustrated when we're not able to do it. Why do you study in the first place? So obviously, if you are an MBBS student, your dream would be to become a good doctor someday, right? So we all have different dreams. थोड़े लोगों को it would be going abroad somewhere and settling down. For some it would be becoming an entrepreneur. For some it would be, doing justice to their career. So similarly, we all have dreams and goals. So the first thing that you need to keep in mind is that you need to have a very clear goal in your mind. And if possible, you should write this goal down, and if you're a person who likes to stick things on your wall in your room, then you can even try sticking it on your wall, and looking at it every day will motivate you to focus on your studies. So the next thing we need to have is this, and this is nothing but our syllabus. And we all have a vast syllabus, so it's better to take a printout of it, or you could even write down the important topics so that when you complete each of them, you can just put a tick and move on. So now we have to come to the point कि problem को कैसे solve करें. We have to minimize the distractions and focus. So I'm going to tell you, the first thing that you have to keep in mind is you need a very silent atmosphere. For some of you, even a background music can assist you in your studies. So depending upon your convenience, you can select what environment you need. Now the next is you need to have a proper timetable. Now when I mean a timetable, it's not about एक महीने का 1st से 31st तक लिया and you start planning in detail कि ये time से ये time तक मैं ये करूँगी. It's not like that. I'll tell you why. Because if you're going to plan such a detailed timetable, and for example if this is Monday and from Monday to Friday you have set up a particular timetable, if at all you get some emergency on Tuesday or Wednesday and you're not able to complete that particular topic, that will result to be a demotivation for you. So it's always better to keep a vague idea about the week. Like in this week I'll be completing these 3 or 4 topics. Just have it in your mind. Don't make out or chart out the details. And go one day at a time. That is, if this is Monday, you can take, like, you come back at 6 o'clock from your college, right? So from 6 to 7 or from 7 to 8, you can start studying. So for that day, you can take a particular topic and make sure that you complete it. For example, if you're taking heart anatomy, make sure that you're going to complete it in those 2 hours. Now you'll be asking me, ठीक है, 2 घंटे के लिए heart anatomy ले लिया. Now the problem is we're getting distracted. How to overcome that? So here is where you have to understand that you cannot actually go for 2 hours straight at a stretch और बैठ के कि हाँ मैं 2 घंटे सीधा मैं पढ़ लूँगी. Sometimes that is what causes that problem. If you are not a person who can actually sit for 2 hours at a single stretch, make sure that you take some techniques like Pomodoro Technique. You must have heard about it, right? Like that is, you can take a particular period of 15 or 30 minutes and make sure your entire concentration is on completing that particular section of heart anatomy. And once you have conquered that, you can take a 5 minutes break or a 5 or 10 minutes break where you can go kuch fruits kha lo, or you can take a walk and come back. But make sure you don't check your phone, because that is a distraction and that will take you away from what you have learned right now. So make sure you take a short break and come back, and then the next 25 to 30 minutes, again with full concentration, move on to the next section of heart anatomy or whatever topic you have chosen. So let's consider that you have used these techniques and after 2 days, you again find yourself in the same situation. कि distracted हो रहा है, bore हो रहा है, नहीं हो रहा है पढ़ना. So let's wait. We have a solution for this as well. You don't need to sit in that same place and be like, हाँ नहीं यार मुझे कैसे भी करना पड़ेगा करके. You don't need to force yourself. You have a plenty of other options as well. So the first thing you could do is you can change your environment. If you're sitting in your room since 2 days, bore हो रहा है, get up from there with your books and go. बाहर जाओ in the terrace. You can sit there. If it is peaceful enough, you can sit there and try studying. Or you can go to the hall, sit there and study. So you can also choose to come to a garden where it is peaceful and the weather is really good. And for some, you can also check out some cafes nearby. That will be a peaceful environment as well. And you have to figure out what works best for you. So change your environment, and that's going to help you to focus on your studies. Now, if you have tried all of these techniques and still you find that you are just getting distracted, then I have another option. That is studying with your friends. You can have a group study. Some of you might have already tried it, or you can even have a study friend. Make sure that your study friend has the same capacity of grasping things as you, so that would make the things easier. So I personally had a study friend in my college, and what we used to do was that I used to call her in the evening after college, and we used to select a particular topic. And I used to teach her one topic, and after teaching the entire thing, she will tell me back the important points, so that she can ensure that she has studied it. And if she misses out on certain points, I give her back a short recap. In the similar way, she teaches me a particular topic, and I tell the points that I have understood, and that way we learn the topics together. So that is one way you can try out. Now another way is, if you are trying out the Pomodoro technique, where you are sitting and you have a particular time limit in which you have to complete a section of heart anatomy or any other topic, and if you are not able to complete it, like sometimes, you know, right, we are like ये topic मैं बाद में अगले session में complete कर लूँगी, like that we get distracted. So you can consider calling up your friend and telling them that I'm going to complete this topic within the next half an hour, so you also can complete it. So when we call up our friend and tell that in the next half an hour we're going to complete this, that becomes a motivation for both of us, and in that way you have no other option but to complete that particular topic. Now when you choose this option of studying with friends, make sure that you are not completely dependent on it, because there might be certain situations where your study friend may not be available. So you must be not like अभी मेरी friend नहीं है तो मैं पढ़ूंगी नहीं, ऐसा नहीं होना चाहिए. So you should always have a backup plan. That is, you have to know how to learn on your own. That is by teaching. For example, you could teach a particular object. You could keep a artificial object right in front of you, imagine that it is your friend, and try teaching them. So in that way you can complete on your own as well. So even if these techniques are not working, don't worry, we also have some other techniques as well. So imagine if you are an artist, and you know there is an artist hidden behind you, so you can use that to study. That is, you can make notes in a very interesting way, and that will help you to study as well as at the time of exams you can use that for revision. Now if you are a person who likes to listen and study, then you can choose to take your phone and record whatever you are learning. Just read, and whatever important points are there, teach it to yourself and record it, and later on you can hear this recording at a normal speed or 2x speed, and that will help you in your revision. Now if none of these options are working, I need you to understand that it's not only about our environment that needs to be peaceful, but also our mind. That is, if you have something that is disturbing you, like emotional or some family problems, relationships or friendships, then you need to address that first. You can either choose to talk to someone you trust, or you could avail services, like there are some sites that are trusted sites where you can avail psychological counseling nowadays. So you can choose that and first clear your mind of all those emotional disturbances. Once your mind is free, you can then focus on your dreams and you can achieve your goals. I hope some of you might have found this video helpful. If you did, please do consider subscribing to my channel. Thank you for watching.